You get home from work, your partner is talking about their day, and you're nodding, making the right sounds, but your brain is still in that last meeting or whatever came before you arrived home. Does this sound familiar? Here's what most people don't realize. It's not that you don't care. It's that you haven't transitioned and aren't all there to listen. Literally, your nervous system is still in a dysregulated state. And in this state, your brain literally cannot process connection the same way. So today we're talking about why quality listening matters more than quantity of time, and what's actually happening in your brain when you're trying to be present but can't. The truth that most people miss is quality presence rewires how your brain processes connection, and it has nothing to do with having more time. If you're driven, you've probably felt this guilt cycle. I should be paying attention here, or you're being informed by your partner that you're not paying attention. So you go into problem solving. I need to spend more time with my partner. I need to spend more time with my kids, with the people who matter. But there aren't more hours in the day. You're already stretched thin, and this builds guilt. Here's what you may not know. Your brain has no concept of time, and it doesn't judge what it's doing. So it's up to you to work with it to be in listening and connection mode. When you're regulated and present, 10 minutes of that creates more neural bonding than 2 distracted hours ever could. This is not a flaw in you. It's normal, run-of-the-mill stress response. And once you understand what's happening, you can work with your brain instead of against it. So let me break down the neuroscience. When you're dysregulated, for example, you're still reacting or ruminating on what Jan said in your last meeting, or the report that you just received that your project is behind schedule. Here's what's going on in your brain. Your Wernicke's area, the part of your brain responsible for language comprehension, processes information less effectively when it's under stress. You're hearing words, but your brain is not translating them with the same depth or meaning or committing them to any memory. It's like in one ear and out the other. Your Broca's area, the part that handles speech production, struggles to form coherent, empathetic responses. You may want to say the right thing, but it comes out clunky or distant or not at all, like, uh-huh. And your prefrontal cortex, your executive function center, is offline. This is the part of your brain that helps you to be thoughtful and present and attuned. And when it's offline, being emotionally available feels and is nearly impossible. Your brain is prioritizing efficiency and threat detection over emotional attunement. It's not choosing to do this, it's automatic. So here's the transition trap that most people fall into. You walk through the door carrying your physiological signature of your day. Your heart rate's elevated, cortisol is circulating, your nervous system is still in this go mode. Your loved one speaks, and your brain is still scanning for problems to solve, not connection to receive. So this creates the perception of not being heard, even when you're trying, and this really hurts both of you. But here's the pattern. Again, it's not about caring less. It's about your system being out of its window of tolerance. And when the nervous system is dysregulated, the brain deprioritizes emotional connection. Connection requires regulation first. And this is normal neural response. And you can interrupt this. So what does this understanding and awareness actually shift? First, it moves you from guilt to awareness. Instead of thinking, I'm a bad partner or I'm a bad parent, you can recognize my system needs a transition. This understanding removes shame and creates space for intentional action. Second, it shifts you from forcing time to optimizing presence. You stop trying to manufacture more hours in the day because that is not the solution. Instead, be curious, how do I bring my regulated present self to the time I do have? This is quality over quantity. And third, it moves you from obligation to contribution. And fourth, you can. Listening becomes less about I should and more about genuine connection. And when you're regulated, listening feels less draining and more nourishing for both of you. So here's the question to sit with. What would you change in your most important relationships if you brought, or what would change if you brought this regulated presence instead of leftover frantic energy? So let's get to the action. Here's the one thing I want you to try this week. Before you engage in an important conversation with your partner, your kids, anyone who matters, give yourself a few minutes of intentional transition. And this is what it looks like. Step one, regulate your nervous system first. Box breathing, 4 counts in, 4 counts hold, 4 counts out, 4 counts hold. You can do that for a minute or two. Or shake out your body physically, let go of tension you're carrying. Or you can just place both hands on the top of your head. Name what you're letting go of out loud or in your head. I'm leaving work mode now. Step two, set a simple intention. You don't need a script, just clarity. I'm choosing to be fully here for this. I'm showing up as a loving wife, a loving husband, daughter, etc. You can even be bold. I'm showing up as the best wife, the best husband. And step three, notice the difference. When you regulate first, your system will feel more settled. Your brain will process their words with more depth, and connection becomes easier and not forced. And this is why it works. It downregulates your sympathetic nervous system, the part that may have been running high all day. It signals to your prefrontal cortex to come back online, and it creates the physiological conditions for your brain to actually be in connection mode. And the ripple effect is powerful. When people feel truly heard, even briefly, they feel valued. This reduces the guilt cycle on both sides. Your relationships strengthen without requiring more time. Here's what I want you to remember. You already have all you need to listen deeply. You just need to access it. Quality listening isn't a skill you need to learn. It's a state that you need to access. And it starts with working with what you've got, not gathering more time or more training. So a few minutes of transition can actually transform your relationships. If this resonates with you and you want support building these practices into your life, explore my programs. They are designed for people navigating these kind of challenges. All the links to connect are in the description. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time.